Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about energy transfer with the narcissist, or we can call it destiny swapping. So there are many destiny swapping videos that you find on YouTube, but this video is really about breaking it down and actually understanding what is happening stage by stage with narcissists, because narcissists usually carry bad karma around with them wherever they go, and they're always looking for victims to swap this karma with them. So just like a way of blocking their karma, while the victims will be facing the karma of the narcissist, while the narcissist will be like benefiting from the labor of the victim. So basically, destiny swapping is a deal made with the devil. You don't know you're actually making this deal. It's sort of like a low-key deal. Like, the narcissist does not come up to you telling you what he's going to do. They often show up as the opposites of what they are. So it's not a deal that you're aware that you're making, but they are fully aware of the deal. So I'm going to go through like 5 things quickly, just to get an overview of everything and to let you guys really understand. So we're going to talk about the typical narcissistic abuse cycle. Then we're going to go into it and understand how they break through your protection, meaning how they are able to access your energy, your soul, or the essence that they need to take from you and switch it with their own. Secondly, you're also going to know like the process of draining you, process of taking your energy, protection or pieces of your soul. Also going to talk about how they embody your energy, or your protection or your pieces of soul. So then lastly, we'll just give a summary about how this energy misalignment happens. So the narcissistic abuse cycle usually follows like 4 steps in general. There might be variations to it, but it's these stages are common in almost all of them, if not all of them. So basically, the narcissist always shows up um, love bombing, or just acting like really nice people, really kind people, caring, understanding, charismatic, you know, too good to be true, amazing people, perfect people. Yeah, that is basically love bombing. Then the next stage is devaluation. This is when they start having tiny moments where they act like complete contradictions of who you think they are. All of a sudden, they are maybe insulting you or being passive aggressive. Then, when you call them out on it, they'll turn around and say, "No, I didn't do that." That is gaslighting, basically making you think that you're insane. You yourself will also be like, mm, am I okay? Like, I thought they were this way. How can it be this way too? Like, it's a complete contradiction. So you experience cognitive dissonance. So that is basically when you're like, your brain is struggling to understand how this person can be too contradicting, like have two contradicting personalities at the same time. Your brain is always trying to resolve it by making you think, okay, one has to be correct, so maybe this one is just, I don't know. So your brain usually resolves this by making you doubt the dangerous odd part, which is the one that starts showing bit by bit, which is the negative one. Then you go to the next stage, that is discard. At this point, the abuse has been progressing. You keep on doubting, you keep on gaslighting you. You get to a point where you're like, I can't even afford to like be gaslighted or gaslighted anymore, because you're like, this thing is too obvious now. So the abuse went from being passive and like short and fast too like obvious, so at this point they often can't gaslight you, so they might just vex this or just disappear on you. And as well, because you can see them for what they are, they lose control over you. So the fourth stage is hovering. Basically, after a while, they like hope that you've like forgiven or forgotten about it and stuff. So they come back after a while, where maybe the pain or suffering of the abuse has lessened, and also when they're more likely to just forgive, or maybe even think that maybe it wasn't that big of a deal. So they come back bit by bit. They might guilt trip you, they might fake accountability, all this just to get back and start the cycle again. So love bombing, devaluation, discard, hovering. So let's move on. So now the first stage, just talk about how these people actually break through your protection. Because usually narcissistic abuse starts by you, what's that word, you actually have more power in the interaction. You have more power than you think. So it's just a case of you listening to your intuition over your ego, because it's usually our ego that surrenders to the narcissist abuse cycle. So let's just talk about love bombing. So remember, when you first meet a narcissist, they will love bomb you, and at this point here, your intuition will oftentimes warn you against the narcissist. But because this love bombing sort of ties with your ego sort of overshadows the intuition. Yeah. So basically, the narcissist love bombing makes your ego louder than your intuition, because your intuition is telling you one thing: oh, this person is a bad person, and the love bombing is like saying another thing, and your ego likes to like see something for you to believe it. So because this is seeing this, the ego is like nah. So this love bombing sort of turns the ego against the intuition, and you have that situation where you start dismissing the intuition. You start dismissing your intuition, and that is where you betray yourself. And this is how I will say the ego sort of acts like the first narcissist and deceives you. Because you betray yourself, you sort of set up karma for yourself. So because you have set up karma for yourself, this narcissist now have permission to betray you, and it's sort of like a karma sort of cycle whereby narcissists are always like protected by it, because it's like if you slap yourself, narcissist has a right to slap you and nothing happens to that narcissist. It's kind of like a protection. So karma doesn't go for them when they serve karma. So narcissists sort of serve karma in a weird, annoying way. So anyways, narcissists are now energetically protected by your karma. Yeah, you've broken the barrier. So they now have what they call it, they've opened the door, they've entered into your house. Okay, so this is doing love bombing, and this can repeat. This is hovering. Hovering is usually the same thing, but you get, when you have experience now, they'll do the same thing again, but this time they might put in other things like guilt tripping and stuff, and this can lead to you doing the same thing, dismissing your warnings, because the ego is like, maybe they've changed, maybe they made a mistake, you should forgive them. Then you now allow the cycle to start again. So basically, you betray yourself first, and this gives the narcissist permission to betray you, and this betrayal continues, and yeah, it messes with your brain. It messes with your brain, especially because your intuition is telling you that this guy is Mr. Hyde, but your ego is saying that this guy is Dr. Jekyll. So you're not really sure what's happening. It's an intuition versus ego trap that allows this narcissist to invade into your house. Okay, now the narcissist has invaded into your house, and they now have permission to treat you badly or betray you of everything that they made you think they were. So siphoning your protection, devaluation, yeah. So now we know typical behavior. They start projecting negative traits onto you, projecting negative things, anything they hate about themselves, they make it about you. Because you have, what's that word, you see them as this good person that you trust, most likely. They can't be wrong. I mean, you respect them, you look up to them, they are perfect, so they have to be saying the truth, right? So you suppress their projections. Yeah. Thirdly, you you keep trying to like prove yourself to them now, because like if these people are perfect and they see all these negative things about me, and I have to be better so they don't leave me. And if they leave me, that just solidifies that there's something wrong with me. So as you keep trying to be somebody that you are not in order to reach the ridiculous standards, you start suppressing negative projections simultaneously. So as you are suppressing the negative traits, and it's like a two-way, how do I say it, two-way streets. If you're suppressing the negative traits, then you are by default projecting your positive traits onto them. So it's an exchange that you're not seeing, because as they're throwing it's the negative projections onto you, you're just sort of taking it and trying to be better, but you can't see that you're also projecting positive traits onto them, and that's sad, because we're just trying to be better people, not knowing that all those things that they claim we are not, we actually are good enough, but we can't see it, because the abuse cycle is supposed to trick us and manipulate us into betraying ourselves further. So basically, during the end of this projection and suppression by you and the narcissist has taken all your positive energy, is now positively aligned to attract things that are like of a higher vibration, while you now have a lot of negative energy inside you, and you're only going to attract things that are of lower vibration, negative, the things that the narcissist was supposed to attract, because they are horrible people that go about harming others. You will now be attracting it, because you sort of became them energetically, and you might be thinking that, oh, it's because you're such a bad person that this proves what the narcissist was saying was true, but that is not it. It's a trick. While the narcissist will continue to attract positive things, you see them a lot of friends, a lot of success, a lot of opportunities. It also solidifies the fact that they're actually good people in your eyes, and that is just like a really messed up trick that happens. So oftentimes, once they're done projecting and they can't really project anymore, perhaps at that point you're burnt out, you can't chase that perfect person they want you to be anymore. They realize that, okay, they're done with you. So in a way, for them sort of getting rid of the parts that they hate themselves, they discard you. Usually around this period of time, they leave you alone, because they've thrown away all the madness and chaos in their head inside you, and they want nothing to do with it. So they leave you alone, they carry your positive energy, they go around trying to most likely love bomb other people, because other people will now see them you're like attracting all these wonderful things with your energy, and they'll use that to manipulate other people. And the cycle sort of goes like that, and you are left alone. And yeah, and you feel horrible, confused, scared. So now this is during the discard. Perhaps people have noticed that when we tend to report the narcissist, people tend to not believe us, or they tend to blame the victim. Or when we're even trying to fight back, people tend to not understand that we're defending ourselves. They rather see us as the abuser. Yeah, that is another trick with the misalignment with our energies, because once we're in the discard stage, we become the narcissist, meaning that people will subconsciously see us as the narcissist, and that is their protection at this point. And they know that if you actually try to report it, it wouldn't touch them, because this whole time the whole point of the abuse cycle was to take in your energy so that they can be protected from their karma or any negative consequences that comes from their action. So at this point, you would most likely be disappointed in how people would respond to your cry for help, and you just feel like the world is just against you. Yeah, and you'll be isolated, and you'll be angry because you don't know what's happening. So basically, your life as a victim now will be full of most likely rejections, failure. People will most likely be ignoring you, who want to spend time with you, or you will just notice it is passive. People just don't want. They don't know why they don't want to be around you. There's just this inner feeling. It's subconscious. Their energy is against you because it sees you as dangerous. You will struggle to become self-sufficient. Anything that you're trying to do, it will be sabotaged. It wouldn't go well. You would be overwhelmed by a lot of negative emotions. You will be vulnerable to a lot of narcissists due to you not being able to reach out, connect with other people, do anything, any business that can lead to financial freedom. People wouldn't trust you, so you become desperate for connection, and that is something the narcissist takes advantage of, and you most likely will run back to them because of the pain, without knowing that you just needed to stay away from them and heal. And healing takes time. That is something the victim might struggle to understand. They often think that things will always be the way they are, and they think the narcissist is their only way out. So basically, your fruits here will always be harvested by others. Whatever you work and work for, you will not reap the benefits of it. You might become depressed and sad. Yes. As for the narcissists, they will attract a lot of acceptance, a lot of social support. They'll be treated like the victim, almost as if they're getting the benefits of being the victim. It's almost like how when someone has been rescued from an abusive situation, people are nice to them. People are now reaching out to give them opportunities. People are trying to connect with them. People are looking up to them as brave. It's almost like they are benefiting from the abuse that they put you through. So yeah, even the victim would want the narcissist to come back into their life, because the victim is not aware of what is happening. The victim sees the narcissist as a blessing, and he thinks he needs the narcissist to be seen as a better person, and it blocks the healing. So yeah, so you notice fast progress in anything they want. You'll be wondering, these people are lucky, they just get anything they want. They're always just happy, achieving any goal. Yeah. So basically, yeah. So I want to give a summary of everything. So we just understand the stages. So the narcissist, what they first project their negative emotions onto the victim. The victim absorbs these negative emotions from the narcissist. The narcissist siphons off the positive emotions from the victim. The victim temporarily becomes the narcissist, and the narcissist becomes the victim. The narcissist attracts negative karma, and the victim attracts negative karma, and the narcissist attracts positive karma. So basically, this is just how the misalignment happens. They project negative emotions, the victim absorbs negative emotions, the narcissist takes the positive emotions, the victim becomes the narcissist becomes the victim based on their energy. Then the victim starts to attract the things the narcissist has been running away from, which is why they entered this abuse cycle. And the narcissist starts to attract the things that the victim would have gotten if they never got into this abusive cycle with them. Yes. So basically, we don't need to know that the narcissist cannot sustain their reality for long. That energy misalignment is not temporary, it's not permanent, it is going to end very soon. This is why they need the victim close by. When their supply runs low, they're going to have to start the abuse cycle again. The victim luckily can thankfully the victim can break free from this and start attracting other blessings. And this victim's own version of reality is not fake, it is real, and it will continue to be that way forever, as long as they do cut off any toxic narcissists in their life, and making sure they also don't get into another abusive cycle. So thank you very much. Please, if you find this video insightful and informative, please subscribe to my channel. And I'm grateful. I don't know why I'm grateful, but I'm grateful. Yeah, thank you so much. Goodbye.